Good morning. Welcome to CATEX-TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is October 21st, 2009. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. It's 4:30 p.m. in London. In Mexico City, it's 10:30 a.m. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, you can phone in toll-free at 1-866-67-CATEX. Overseas, our AOL instant mail address is CATEX-TV. On this day in history, in 1879, about 20 miles from where we're sitting up in Menlo Park, New Jersey, Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. Birthdays, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is 60 years old today. Some news of interest in New Jersey. Actually, later today, President Obama will be in the state campaigning with the governor, Governor Corzine, who's running for re-election. So if you're going to be driving anywhere near where the president will be prepared for gridlock, because you're not going to be driving much. Well, now to our main news. Cooper Gay is striking again. The independent reinsurance broker has acquired the majority shareholding in a Florida-based reinsurance broker called reinsurance.com Argentina. The group was established in 2006 by Guillermo Pastore. It has offices in Miami and Buenos Aires. Focuses on treaty and fact reinsurance solutions mainly for the Argentine market. Pastore will continue as CEO, and he'll drive support of Cooper Gay's strategy for the region. Toby Esser, the CEO and guiding force behind Cooper Gay, said that we worked closely with Pastore over the past 2 years and have been impressed by his commitment. I'm delighted that we moved to the majority shareholding in the company. In recent years, of course, as we've been following, Cooper Gay has expanded significantly through the acquisition of reinsurance broking teams and businesses. One of the most respected independent brokers in London and quickly becoming in the world on that one. In the United States, the long-established McCarran-Ferguson antitrust exemption granted by the federal government to the insurance industry may be in danger. Top Senate Democrats intend to try to strip the insurance industry of its exemption from the antitrust law as part of the debate over the health care bill. This is according to congressional officials that would not be named. If the repeal is enacted, the switch could mean greater federal regulation for an industry that has stepped up its criticism recently of the health care bill moving through the Senate. Congressional officials said that the Senate Majority Leader, Harry Reid, and the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Patrick Leahy, will make an announcement today. In a statement, the major industry trade group, America's Health Insurance Plans, said that the industry already was one of the most regulated in the country. Insurance industry officials have been involved in discussions for months with the White House and congressional Democrats over the health care reform bill. They repeatedly said they would accept a series of new restrictions as long as the legislation required Americans to purchase insurance. This would mean millions of new customers for them. All of that changed last week after the Senate Finance Committee approved legislation that exempted an estimated 2 million people from the requirement to purchase insurance and greatly reduced the penalties on those still subject to the requirement. I should mention that by exempting 2 million people, there are still 328 million potential customers for the insurance industry. In any event, the insurance industry then paid the accounting firm Price Waterhouse to come up with a report saying that the new bill would add $1,700 a year to the cost of family coverage. Immediately, the Senate, in the person of Chairman Leahy, convened the Judiciary Committee to air the possibility of revoking the industry's antitrust exemption. What's sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander, insurance industry. In Stamford, Connecticut, a $9 million loan from the state will keep Gen Re in Stamford. The company, of course, is a subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway. It had considered moving to Westchester County in New York State. The move announced last night will keep 800 jobs in Stamford. The Connecticut Governor, Jody Rell, said we're not going to lose these dependable jobs and their expertise without a fight. This funding ensures that a company based in Connecticut since 1974 will remain. Gen Re had been located in a larger space than needed and negotiated a new lease for almost 300,000 square feet at its new location on Long Ridge Road. The new location is also larger than Gen Re's need, but future expansion is possible, said the Connecticut governor. And Boeing came out with some bad news this morning. They've reported worse than expected financial results for the third quarter of this year. The company recorded a loss of over $1.5 billion, mainly due to once-off costs linked to modifying its 787 Dreamliner and the new version of the 747. Although the charges had both been previously announced, the loss, coming to about $2.23 a share, was steeper than what was anticipated. Revenues in the third quarter, although up about 9%, were also below market expectations. The Boeing CEO said that the 787 and 747 costs clearly overshadow what continues to be solid performance across our commercial production program. The Dreamliner has now been delayed 5 times to fix a structural problem. We'll go to a word from our sponsors and come back with the rest of the news.
Every day, the world wakes up and goes to work, pursuing the unique opportunities that lead the global economy forward. The complexity and close connectivity of today's global marketplace is a true modern miracle that can create unparalleled success. But it takes confidence, passion, innovation, and understanding.
Enabling opportunity.
Protecting capital.
Engineering innovation.
Investing in your future.
Ensuring continuity.
Finding the right balance.
It takes Aon.
Well, down in Mexico in the Gulf of California, Rick, which is now a tropical storm, is lurking about. It's about to hit the mainland, and when it does, as you see by this picture here, it's going to come into the Mexican state of Salina. When it hits, they're expecting flash floods and mudslides. Actually, this is the state of Sonora, where Rick is expected to make landfall later today. Schools have been canceled. Civil defense authorities are on alert. The government has asked residents to pay close attention to protection advisories, and soldiers have been mobilized to help with possible evacuations. Forecasts say that Rick could dump up to 6 inches of rain in some of these areas. Over the weekend, of course, Rick was clocked at 180-mile-an-hour wind speeds, making it the strongest hurricane in the eastern northern Pacific since 1997. The winds are down to about 65 miles per hour as of last night. Meanwhile, far out to the west, bearing in on Luzon, the northern islands of the Philippines, is Typhoon Lupit. Lupit has winds continuing at about 160 miles per hour. It's expected to hit sometime on Thursday night or Friday morning. Most of the area has been evacuated. As you know, northern Luzon has now been hit by 2 big storms in a row, and this will be the third. This is an astounding picture. It's a picture of a railroad car that was in a crash in India being lifted by a crane off the track. 2 express trains collided, New Delhi-bound trains up in northern India, killing 21 people. The crash actually occurred near the Taj Mahal in northern India. Rescuers had to use cutters, electronic cast cutters actually, to open the wrecked compartments to free people. The actual crash occurred about 130 miles southeast of New Delhi. Apparently the smashed coach, that was the one that bore the brunt of most of the damage, was reserved for women and physically handicapped people. One of the trains, the Mewar Express, was stopped at a red signal while the other train rammed into it from behind, traveling at full speed. According to the wire services